So welcome to Dalton. Welcome to the town of Dalton. We're going to be exploring the sites of Dalton. It's famous for fossils. It was discovered by Hamilton Hume when he came through this area in 1824. And there is so much to see in this tiny country town with a population of less than 300 people. But well worth a detour off the Hume Highway at Gunning to have a look around. So we're going to get started and start exploring this amazing town. So this is an amazing fossilized stone. You can actually literally see all the leaf litter in there, all the famous rock, and it's according to the sign here, this fossil is 21 million years old. That is pretty impressive in the little town of Dalton. So I'm going to pull the GoPro down further so you guys can have a closer look at all of these fossils. I can't see anything in there but leaves, but still when you think these leaves are millions of years old, it is really, really cool. So just over here beside the fossils, we've actually got a sign that tells you a bit more about the fossils here, and this is really interesting. You guys can pause the video if you want to have a closer read. Whether you can see this beautiful scenery, I'm starting to think that round the other side what I thought was tennis courts, but now looks like it might be basketball courts. Well, it could be, actually it's both. So they can have, what a good idea. They can have basketball and or tennis on the same site. That's pretty cool. Well, it looks like this is the end of the park. So we're going to turn around and head back down along the creek and have a look at, there's a sign just over there behind me, and we'll have a quick read. All about the creek, the history of the creek. Wow. Species of frog that were assumed to be extinct have actually been spotted here. Yellow spotted bell frog. Last observed in the 1970s and was found alive and well in 2008 by a local fisherman. Wow, that's pretty cool. So I think it's so important to look after our waterways for the future. Okay, so we're heading across the ridge into the main part of Dalton, and Dalton's got a small general store, it's got a pub. Don't know whether it's got pub stay, but we'll probably be checking it out for a great meal. Well, the pub's definitely open. I can see the sign there saying the pub's open. It's right on lunchtime, and we're meeting up with the designated driver, our usual designated driver, to have a lovely pub meal. That glasswork is beautiful, isn't it? It's just stunning. Okay guys, so we've come across the road now into the pub, and we're going to grab ourselves a nice lunch. Circular 1865.
Circular.
Circular. It's circular. How do we get in? Okay, that's not the way in. So this is very cool inside of the Dalton pub. And we're in the dining area. Look at this beautiful glasswork over there. So the pub was very crowded, guys, with all the rain, and the background noise was just so bad that I have cut it out, and I'm doing a voiceover here for the food we had, which was fantastic, and I'm just going to show you this with a bit of music. Just look at that. That is yum. Slow with this eating. Schnitzel is just fantastic. Just the size of that. No, it's certainly not as big as the one that we had when we were at the Overland Hotel.
You?
Yes, huge. What? They're still nice. Poo-poo basket. Without the basket. This has been a fabulous lunch and the rain stopped, so we're going to head back outside where Dougie's tied up. But it's been just fantastic. Definitely don't think I'll be wanting any dinner after this massive meal. Well, we're going to continue our walk up the street in Dalton. We've got to work off that massive big schnitzel and across the road now to explore the rest of the town. It's quite muggy, so the ground has actually dried out pretty quickly. So this looks like it used to be one of the main shops. It even looks like an old style apartment, like, you know, one where you would buy clothes and haberdasheries, stuff like that. It's been a long time, I would say, since it was open as a shop. Your spotlight store that looks very 1950s. Oh, and I remember those with the horses for the cigarette ad, which I'm not going to go into details about that. Anyway, we're going to keep walking up here. Actually, this bit looks like it might have been an old garage where you got your cars repaired. Or maybe it's old enough for you to have got your stables repaired. Well, this looks like it was a butcher shop. Dalton Small Goods. So I don't know if you can see the sign, guys. So Dalton Small Goods, built in 1927 by Mr. and Mrs. Cornelius Dalton. What do we got here? Walla Walla. Oh, Globe Derby. Just trying to fight my way through the overgrowth. Oh, so this was the Dalton poetry. It's interesting. They look so similar. I wonder whether they're... Oh, yes, they were. So they were built by the same people. This building was also used to store rabbit carcasses during the Depression. Now it looks like it's used to store junk. Alright. So that's an alleyway, and looking at this on Google Maps, that actually looks like it still goes all the way through. Now if it does, guys, that would have been the Dunny Carter's laneway. He would cut the Dunny man would come along the laneway and he would empty all of the cans that had all the Dunny stuff in it and into a big vat and give you back your tin. So it would work its way along so if in old towns and even in the cities, you'll quite often see these little laneways. In fact, if I turn the camera around this way, you can see the laneway there, and you can also see the brick Dunny. And if I turn it this way, I'm willing to bet you that there's also going to be a heap of Dunnies up that way if we head along there. But we're going to head up this way. Okay, so after a great meal in the pub, we've headed up the street, and I wanted to show you the Anglican churchyard and church. So this was built in 1878, it says so at the top, and in the early days the bell used to ring out to warn of bushfires, but it sits not far from a fault line, as Dalton is on the fault line, and it's been known to be the moving town, because it moves and shakes, and there's stories of cutlery moving and the church rattling and shaking as it is hit by earth tremors. So we're going to just go and have an explore around here in the graveyard. So it looks like there must be a school down here. So there's obviously a school in Dalton. So we might wander down that way with Dougie, take him for a loop around and check out the school. So this is the beautiful old Dalton public school. It's beautiful. And you can see the old school bell there, and you can see it's been really well refurbished and done up. I have to say though, it's the first school I've ever seen with a washing line. But obviously there's a reason. I don't know how many kids attend this school, but it's certainly very nice, very picturesque. So the school was interesting, guys, and we're heading back down towards the main street, and then we're going to head around into some of the other side streets, just walking along in the middle of the road again. It's one of the things I do love, I have to admit, about being out in little rural towns. You can literally walk down the middle of the road and you'd be lucky if you saw a car. I've heard a couple of cars, but the truth is, guys, I'm absolutely fascinated with this Dunny Lane across the road there. So I'm going to actually take Dougie for a walk down the Dunny Lane. So let's go and check it out. This is apparently Dalton's Road, this little laneway. So we're heading in here. Oh, there's a little cottage. It's had an extension added to it. It's a cute little old cottage. Yeah. Now I'm going to keep going down along the track. Oh, see, there's another little dunny at the back. So one of the downsides to a country town is there's not a great deal of information on wiki camps or on Google about the town that you can find. So relies a lot more on paper records and going through home. But this is the old Methodist school hall. So it was a variety, used for education, used as a hall, used for lots of different purposes. I could imagine, but I don't know, that them having school dances here or other events here. Now across the road is the church, and in the back of the church is the graveyard. So we're at the old flour mill, private residence. It was actually built in the 1800s, 1860s. They found quartz and gold here, but it wasn't viable. So, but that started the town off, and by 1862 it was gazetted. Well, across the road, guys, is the town hall, and also the motor mechanics and petrol station, which is still operational. It's got a beautiful mural of the bird on the side of it, but we're almost back to the pub where I'm going to get my ride, and I'm going to take you and show you some options for camping based on what the lady said in the pub. So the sign here is the distances between the different locations and where you can get to from Burra, Gunning, Rugby, which I showed you in earlier videos, so you can see that. And when I swing the camera around here in a minute, just have a look at the other beautiful artwork on the side of the pub. Main road, guys, to turn the car around so we could go back in and see the rest of Dalton before we leave. And I spotted this. How beautiful is this old building? It is just stunning. I'm just gonna swing around here a bit. I'm just mindful, but this is just, you can imagine the old pioneers living out here, building that out of stone, and that was their home, and taking their horse. And there was one of the original Dalton pubs. It's just trees now, but it was the site of the first pub, built here in 1860. And this is interesting. Now, in the episode I did of gunning, we actually went into Pye Cottage, so they relocated Pye Cottage from out here in Dalton into Gunning. So you can go back and check out that earlier episode. So before I forget to mention it, so Dalton's 11 kilometres from Gunning, just off the Hume Highway, but we're here at the recreational ground now. The lady at the Dalton pub where we were eating and having a wonderful drink and meal, she said that caravan camping is up at the recreational park. Now, there's no signs that says it is, there's no signs that says it isn't, but it is nice, it's open, so you can camp here. There's nothing for a donation, so I have no other information. I did note though on Wikicamp it did say day use, but the locals are telling me no, you can camp here with a caravan, and there's certainly plenty of space to set up a caravan for an overnight stop. I'm just going to spin the camera around, and so there's toilets there. I'm not sure whether they're locked or not, and there's certainly plenty of space. You can drive right round the oval. There's a fair few trees and stuff, but I haven't spotted anything that would suggest that there is no RV camping, or there is RV camping, other than what the lady said at the pub. Certainly looks like a very pleasant place to set up for a night, for free camp, and given how nice the pub meals are, I would recommend it. But as I said, there's no signage to say that it is RV friendly, but there's also nothing to say that it's not. If you enjoyed this episode, as we've explored the town of Dalton, I really enjoyed having a great meal, but we're heading off from here to explore more of New South Wales. So stay tuned to the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe.